I absolutely love the trailer, and it is so relatable at so many different levels because we've all lived through the journey. But I have a question for Shweta. So Shweta, you happen to mention that like it is sad that we none of us paid attention to the commercial sex workers in the plight that they faced. But there were during the research you learned a lot of stories about them. I want to know, as an actor, when you know certain secrets about the community, and how careful or cautious do you have to be for those secrets to not reflect in your performance and carry that baggage throughout the preparation and the making of the film.
Hi, Navas. Thank you so much for the question. Um, See, end of the day, no matter what language, no matter what strata of society you belong to, it's end of the day human emotion. Anyone who watches a film, I think the most remembered films are the ones where you remember characters. They're driven by characters. The biggest dialogues that you remember, चाहे वो गब्बर हो या चाहे वो आनंद हो, चाहे वो गीत हो. It's any character in cinema, you remember characters. And I think that's one of the biggest strengths of Madhur Bhandarkar because his heroes are the characters and he drives with them. So I think it was all there on paper, the script, the character was already there. As an actor, it's a privilege because you get to live so many lives in one lifetime. So of course, it's my responsibility to represent an entire community with to the best ability that I can. That does not mean that I would demean them through their secrets or what they have told me. That should not leak on the screen, but to the truest sense of who they are. Mostly the innocence, like Mehru is an extremely innocent, bindas person. She has that will to survive. She has that survival spirit, and that's what I wanted to bring across. Of course, you pick on body language, how you sit. I mean, she would never sit like this. She would be more uninhibited, when she would sit on the floor, her hand on the hip, or certain lingo. So things like that anyone who would watch it would be like, I know this person, Anybody from that community would watch, I know this person. I've met this person. And people who don't know this community will get a peek into the community and who they are. I think honesty is what drives my performance.
Thank you.
Next question.
Yeah. Hi Hannah, Steve, this is Vinamra from First Post. So I wanted to ask you that you play an air hostess in the film. And
I play pilot.
Pilot, sorry. So we see in the trailer that you and your neighbor, the one problem that you encounter is that you both are bored, sitting at home. So, and then we see the plight of Pratik's character, Shweta's character. So do you feel the people who had it all, the people who had privilege, their problems were very minor as compared to people who had nothing during the lockdown?
Hi, Vinamra. I first of all would like to say hi to Satvik, he's sitting right there. Hi, Satvik. Satvik plays my next door neighbor in the film. That's Satvik Bhatia, and he's brilliant in the film. And to answer your question, so during the lockdown, I think everybody एक मीटर होता है, सबकी problems का. My anxiety would have been probably my biggest problem, and I'd like to, I'd like to share this with you guys because I have always been the most bindas person. मैं कभी भी किसी को मिलती हूँ, I've been talking about the most uninhibited person. मैं जोर से हंसती हूँ, बदतमीजी से बैठती हूँ, कैसे बात करती हूँ. I have never really thought things through in my life about a lot of things. Until the lockdown happened, I have never lived alone in my life. Even during the lockdown, I was stuck with my sister and her family. So I got to spend a lot of time with my family. In fact, ये हमारे पूरे ग्रुप में running joke है कि अहाना कभी अकेले नहीं रह सकती है. But during when I got COVID twice, second wave में जब वो बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों की death हुई थी second wave में, and I think the anxiety levels were here for every day because हमारे close circles में every day, when the phone would ring, somebody's parent, somebody you knew was, losing their life. Oxygen नहीं था. I still remember. I don't know if you all remember जब oxygen की कमी हुई थी, तो लोगों को oxygen नहीं मिल रहे थे. And so unconsciously आपकी anxiety बढ़ रही थी day by day. And I don't think a lot of people were realizing that. What Madhur sir has very beautifully managed to capture in my story is the loneliness and the anxiety one feels when they are alone. मैं जब मेरा कोविड का आइसोलेशन था, हमारे बिल्डिंग में अलग ही सेट ऑफ रूल्स चल रहे थे. लोग 14 दिन के लिए क्वारंटीन कर रहे थे, हमारे बिल्डिंग में 21 दिन के लिए उन्होंने बोला था आप क्वारंटीन हो जाइए. And I was quarantined in a house for 21 days. मेरी आंट का घर नीचे फर्स्ट फ्लोर पर है और मैं वहाँ पर 21 दिन के लिए अकेले रही और मुझे पता ही नहीं चला कि मुझे कब एंजाइटी फील हुई, कब क्या हुआ, क्योंकि जब मैं 21वें दिन बाहर निकली और जब मैं पहली बार मेरा 6 साल का नेफ्यू है, मैं पहली बार उससे मिली और मैं फूट फूट के रोने लगी. It was just so weird because I had never felt how it is to not be able to meet somebody you love. किसी को छूना, किसी को हाय बोलना सुबह सुबह, किसी को देखना रोज सुबह, मतलब जब आपके रूम में चाय आती है, आपको कोई कुछ भी पूछ लेता है, गुड मॉर्निंग भी बोल देता है. ये छोटी छोटी चीजें बहुत मायने रखती हैं. और इट वॉज माई बर्थडे द डे आफ्टर आई गॉट आउट ऑफ क्वारंटीन एंड मेरी मम्मी ने मुझसे कुछ कह दिया और मैं इतनी जोर से चिल्लाई हूँ. मेरा झगड़ा हुआ है घर पे, मैं जोर जोर से चिल्लाई हूँ, मैं फूट फूट के रोई हूँ. एंड आई डोंट नो व्हाट हैपेंड टू मी. आई लिटरली ब्लैक्ड आउट. और जब उसके बाद फिर मैंने मॉम डैड की तरफ देखा, मैंने कहा आई एम सॉरी, आई डिडंट मीन टू, आई एम रियली सॉरी, आई हैव नो आइडिया व्हाट हैपेंड टू मी. सो आई रियलाइज आई हैड एंजाइटी विद इन मी और वो इतनी बढ़ गई थी कोविड के दौरान और उस आइसोलेशन के दौरान. सो आई कैन इमेजिन व्हाट people who were living alone felt जब वो लोग isolated lives जी रहे थे, जब उनके लिए मतलब सिर्फ 2 लोग देखना भी बहुत बड़ी बात थी या एक बंदा कोई सड़क पे दिख भी जाए तो बहुत बड़ी बात थी. So I think it's a very important conversation, just like mental health, anxiety, loneliness, depression. These are very important conversations in today's times. तो आप इसको ignore नहीं कर सकते इन conversations को. And I think that has been very beautifully depicted in Moon's story. With Satvik's character playing her next door neighbor, जो उसकी companionship का एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है. So I think it's incredible what he's managed to do.
May I add to that? I don't think you can compare problems. I don't think just because somebody is a commercial sex worker, or somebody is a commercial pilot, or somebody is a housewife, or a 5-year-old child who's doing e-school and not able to go out and play in the playground. I don't think success, happiness, or problems can be compared. And that's the whole idea of 4 completely different stories from different backgrounds. So, just to add.
Hi, firstly congratulations to everyone. The trailer looks amazing and can't wait to see the film. My question goes out to Sai. Firstly, it has always been a pleasure to watch you on screen and you had a charm to it every time you come on it. So firstly, thank you for coming back again to our screens and mesmerizing us. My question goes out during the lockdown, we all read in stories about through the digital screens and through newspapers about everything that was happening around us. We empathize with the other people who had different problems than us. But when you get to live the life of a person from a different strata, even through the big screen, even through this medium of a screen, how did that kind of change your perspective towards the humanity in general, and how did it change you as a person?
Thank you for being here. Thank you for your question. Like I said earlier, after lockdown, I think we all have changed. Something in us, all of us, has changed. We are more grateful. We are kinder. That's what I believe. At least I am. And after playing this particular character, I realized how privileged I am. I'm more thankful today. I'm more grateful today. And it was my pleasure, or it was my honor to sort of understand and portray the character of a migrant worker and their problems. Some problems I could not even relate to. They were so, क्या बताऊं, उनके बारे में मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि ऐसा भी होता है. So, ऐसा भी होता है वाली चीजें, realizations बहुत सारी थी during the portrayal of this particular character. So to sum it up, I would just want to say that I am 200% more grateful for everything that I have, for the air that I breathe, for the food that I eat, for everything.
Hello. Mr. Kalra. Hi, this is Harshada here.
Here.
Yeah.
Stage right.
Hi. I got a one question for you. Like, आपने OTT में बहुत सारे अवार्ड जीते हैं, तो क्या मतलब आपका सक्सेस मंत्रा क्या है कि OTT में क्या चलेगा, क्या नहीं चलेगा, या how do you filter the story or maybe a script?
Thanks, Harshita. I think it's a very good question. OTT has expanded the way Indians used to watch content. I think all of us agree. The kind of stories that we as a platform have been able to bring forward, which were not part of mainstream cinema. So what we are doing right now is looking at stories which will connect with the audience. So we're realizing real, relatable, like this one. Thrillers, action, some of the layered stories. The characters that you see in some of our stories are much more layered, maybe at times dark, maybe at times complex, which are not a part of the mainstream cinema. And Indians have kind of discovered those characters, the art of content making, movie making has evolved. So as a Z5, we are completely focused on bringing good quality content. I think what has happened is there's a huge quantity of content available in the market right now. But we do apply our filters which are driven by consumer demand, by data analytics, and obviously our own instinct. And we hope to kind of keep giving you the right kind of content as we go forward. Thanks.
मधुर जी, आपसे एक पूछना था, मतलब स्टोरी हर बार बताते आपकी आपकी हीरोइन होती है फिल्म की, तो ये हीरोइन को आप ढूंढने कहाँ जाती है, वो क्या आपको कहाँ मिलती है?
नमस्कार। हाँ, नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से मेरे जो किरदार होते हैं, मैं एक बार पहले मैं हमेशा स्क्रिप्ट लिखता हूँ, स्क्रिप्ट होने के बाद ही मैं कास्टिंग करता हूँ, और मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि यहाँ पे मुझे 3 टैलेंटेड एक्ट्रेसेस मिली, श्वेता, साई और आना, और मुझे लगा कि ये एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट, ऐसा थॉट किरदार रखने के बाद राइटर्स के साथ हम लोग बैठे हैं, देन उन्होंने चेक किया कि किस तरह, खास करके लॉकडाउन जस्ट खत्म होकर शुरू हो रहा था, से थिंग्स स्टार्टेड मूविंग, और उस वक्त पे मैंने फ़ोन किया, एंड मैं तो बहुत बड़ा फैन तीनों का रहा हूँ हमेशा, और जब मैंने फ़ोन किया एंड दे ऑल अग्रीड, मैंने एक नरेशन में दे ऑल अग्रीड टू डू द रोल. आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू देम एवरीबॉडी इंक्लूडिंग प्रतीक जी. हाँ, प्रतीक के लिए तो मेरे थोड़े से टीम वाले थोड़े से हिचकिचाहट थे कि बोला सर ये तो बहुत ही सोगो मुंबई का आदमी लगता है, इसको पेज 3 पार्ट 2 में बनाइए, तो इसमें क्यों डालते हो, आगे बात कर रहे हैं. तो मैंने नहीं ये मुझे नजर आता, बोलता हमको तो नजर नहीं आता. और खास करके जब ये आया ऑफिस में, तो ये मैंने सिर्फ पूरे बाल ब्लू किए थे, अजीब तरह के गॉगल्स पहन के आया था, और टैटू पूरे बदन पे, तो बोला सर मैड मैक्स बनाइए आप. हाँ, तो लेकिन मुझे कहीं ना कहीं कन्विक्शन था कि ही इज वेरी गुड इन द फिल्म, एंड आई थिंक प्रतीक हैज always been very underrated, and I think it's time for ये ड्यू है तुम्हारा, और this movie will definitely be a game changer for him. जिस तरह का उसने किरदार निभाया है, और बॉडी लैंग्वेज जो उसने कैरेक्टर की पकड़ी है, जो मैं खास करके माइग्रेंट वर्कर से इनको मिलाया, and he got it very rightly, you know, the kind of thing. Everybody, including साई, आना को एरोस्टिस का मैंने रेफरेंस दिया, पायलट का रेफरेंस दिया, and श्वेता के साथ भी went to पूरा भी interacted with lot of sex worker over there. तो everybody जो है वो अपना किरदार बहुत ही अच्छी तरह निभाया है, और जो प्रकाश बेरवाड़ी सर जो आए नहीं यहाँ पे आज, उन्होंने भी जो किरदार निभाया है, जो साउथ इंडियन कैरेक्टर है, जो बहुत ही कमाल का परफॉर्मेंस, मैं बहुत बड़ा फैन रहा हूँ उनका, और मैंने उनको अप्रोच किया, मैंने सर ये हो गया, he said 100% I also want to work with you and why, and केवल हमने 26 डेज में हमने पिक्चर खत्म किया, 1 गो में खत्म किया, एंड फिल्म बहुत ही अच्छी, कैमरामैन ने अमेरिकी को डीओपी बहुत अच्छा काम किया, रोहित कुलकर्णी म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर ने बहुत अच्छा म्यूजिक दिया है, एवरीबडी द होल टीम हैज डन अ फैब जॉब, एंड अगेन प्रणव जैन, जयंतिला गाड़ा जी, और जी, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बिलीविंग इन such kind of subject and such kind of things which will definitely go across the globe.
My question is for Pradeep. Hi Pradeep, over here. Oh, at your right. Okay. Firstly, as Madhu sir mentioned, the type of persona you have is very different from what you are portraying on screen, and that's highly commendable. like, I would like to ask you, how was it like, stepping into the shoes of a migrant worker? Like, we all have seen that in the media, but we never saw them, like, in person. So what was that for you?
Thank you for your question. It was a very special process for me to get into the skin of this character. To meet the migrant workers that I met, so made me meet some migrant workers, and उनको मिलके मैं बहुत ही keen observer रहा. जब उनसे बातें कर रहा था, उनकी उठने बैठने का तरीका मैंने बहुत अच्छी तरह से observe किया. उनकी हार्डशिप्स थोड़े बहुत पूछे. मैंने ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं पूछना था. उनको नाराज़ नहीं करना था मुझे, तो बहुत जेनेरिक सवाल पूछे मैंने उनसे. लेकिन काफ़ी बातें हुई, और कैसे एक दूसरे से बातें कैसे करते हैं, हंसते कैसे बच्चों से कैसे बात करते हैं वगैरह वगैरह. just daily mundane life कैसे जीते. So that was one aspect of getting into the character. Another one was as I mentioned earlier, sir gave me some preference films to watch. A few of them were my mother's. A few of them were very hard-hitting films with hard-hitting characters, and each character had a struggle, and a different struggle, which was important for me to watch and understand and observe, so I could, kind of be inspired for my own character that I had played as Madhav. It's been a privilege. It's an honor to play a character like this. I think मैं सर का शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूँगा कि मुझे ये किरदार ऑफर किया. I think if I in छोटे से